Hey everyone! Today's story is about Joseph the Dreamer. But he wasn't dreaming about suns and moons, but rather how to help grow his dad's company. This should be fun, so let's get to it. Joseph was a whiz kid. Seriously, the guy was brilliant. He worked at his dad's company, Jacob's Enterprise, a place that sold, well, dad stuff. Think grilling tools, leaf blowers, you name it. He was new there and had big dreams. His dreams were as bright as the sun and as high as the stars. Yep, that big. He wanted to shake things up. His brothers, on the other hand, had been there forever. They liked things the way they were. Predictable, safe, no surprises. Joseph was a walking, talking surprise factory. He'd burst into meetings, all excited. He had ideas for glow-in-the-dark spatulas and self-cleaning grills. His brothers would roll their eyes. Glow-in-the-dark spatulas? Come on, who needs that? This guy was going to be trouble. Big trouble, they thought. He was already Dad's favourite. That much was obvious. And Joseph? He just kept on going, oblivious to his brother's annoyance. He was too busy dreaming up the next big thing. He had to create, to innovate, to make Jacob's Enterprise the coolest company on the planet.
A leaf blower that doubles as a dog walker? Why not? A lawnmower that mows in the shape of your favorite sports team's logo? Genius.
At least, that's what Joseph thought. His brothers saw it differently. They saw their comfy routines being disrupted. They saw their own ideas, perfectly normal ideas, being ignored. They saw red. And it wasn't the color of Joseph's new line of high-visibility gardening gloves. The brothers started whispering in the hallways. They'd shoot each other meaningful looks across the conference table. Something had to be done about Joseph. But what? He was untouchable, at least as long as Dad was around. They needed a plan, and they needed it fast.
We need to get rid of him,
whispered Ruby, the oldest brother. He was in charge of staplers and paper clips, a job he took very seriously.
We can't just get rid of him,
hissed Simmy, the second oldest. He handled the company's social media, mostly posting pictures of grilling dads with bad tans.
We need to send him away,
suggested Levi, one of the youngest. He was in charge of, well, no one was really sure. He mostly wandered around the office, looking lost. And so, Operation Get Rid of Joseph was born. Their plan was simple. Convince Dad that Joseph's talents would be better used at the company's remote outpost in Alaska. They'd tell Dad it was a promotion, a chance for Joseph to spread his wings. In reality, it was a chance to get him as far away from headquarters as geographically possible. Joseph found himself in Alaska, far from the comforts of home. But instead of sulking, he thrived. He turned the remote outpost into a bustling hub of innovation. He introduced new products that became instant hits. His creative spark only grew brighter in the snowy wilderness. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, his brothers realized they might have made a mistake. The company hit lots of challenges that year, and it was thanks to Joseph's innovation in the remote outpost in Alaska they did not go bankrupt. Joseph was making their company famous, even from thousands of miles away. In fact, their dad was so impressed, he made the outpost the new headquarters, and Joseph became the CEO of the company, taking Jacob's Enterprise to the level of being one of the most successful companies in the world. His brothers, well, they're suddenly on edge, but Joseph surprises them. Instead of rubbing it in their faces, he forgives them. Look, I know you guys weren't exactly supportive, but I've learned a lot. Let's just focus on making Dad's company the best it can be. And so the legend of Joseph, the golden child of Jacob's Enterprise, continued to grow. So what is the moral of the story? Perseverance can turn even the toughest situations around. You never know who might become your biggest asset or your boss. And as you keep your eye on the goal, don't forget it's also important to forgive those who wrong you along the way. If you like this flash fable, please like and subscribe and click the notification bell to get more stories that spark. That's it from me, guys. Until next time, stay persevering and forgiving, my friends. See ya.